I'm not really sure where Mattel intends to go with the Fashion Frontier collection, and if they plan to continue it, if each new doll that comes out in the collection is going to share this space cowboy theme. And I know it's a long shot, but what would also be really fun and one way to really secure my purchase would be as if we saw some like space alien dolls with fantasy skin tones and articulated bodies. All right, so today's video is going to be kind of, I guess you could see it as like a holiday haul from Mattel Creations, because in this video we're going to be taking a look at 2, maybe 3 dolls, depending on if Diwali Barbie finally shows up from Amazon today. That I've been waiting on from either Mattel Creations or Amazon, just Barbie signature dolls in general. So we're going to be taking a look at, for sure, the DC superhero, I almost said DC superhero girls, the Barbie Poison Ivy doll that came out recently. I didn't get Harley Quinn just because I didn't really like the fact that they lazily chose the Carnival face sculpt for her, but I did get Poison Ivy to look at today, and of course I'm a sucker for dolls who have fantasy skin tones, and I've never really owned a green Barbie before, and this is super, super exciting for me, and I can't wait to open her up. And also, I'm going to be taking a look at this one that did specifically come from Mattel Creations, this Barbie Fashion Frontier doll, and I love this doll. I do have a lot of nice things to say about her. I do have some not nice things to say as well, and I'm sure you can already guess what that is. But before I look at those two, I do want to first share an update from the last video. Now, I did mention, because the last video was all about like customizing doll bodies, and at the end of it, I did show that I wanted to make an articulated version of the petite curvy Barbie body, which I did, and I absolutely love how she turned out. As you can see, currently I have White Christie on this body, and she fits rainbow high bottoms surprisingly well, actually probably better than any other natural Barbie body type. Now the top of the jeans are a little bit snug, but I would imagine if they were more flexible, it would be an absolutely perfect fit. But currently, this is what I have her dressed in. I'm not going to take it off of her, but I will insert this image to show what the body looked like once I had completed it. So the forearms, I decided to get them from the Barbie Dream Besties Renee doll. So I cut her arms and drilled a new hole into there to pop in the Dream Besties Renee arms. So she has articulated elbows and wrists. And also for her lower legs, I decided to, because I really was hunting for a long time to find the perfect lower legs for her, because I needed to get some calves that really matched the height of this body, but also were fat enough to look proportionate. So what I ended up on after weeks of searching, I did finally end up on these just regular articulated curvy calves, and these are from the Barbie Extra. Actually, no, I think that they were originally from the Olympic Barbie that had the Alec face sculpt, and one of my friends on Instagram so graciously gifted her to me, and I really, really appreciate that. They also gifted me another doll that I'm going to show briefly here in a second. But as you can see, I did cut the calves a little bit from that curvy body just to match the height of the original legs, and also give her these regular size Barbie feet. She does have original size Barbie feet just because I wanted more shoe options. Of course, I would love for Mattel to make an official articulated version of the petite curvy body, but for now, this works for me. And as I said a second ago, that person had also sent me this very, very beautiful, I think 1980s Christie reroute. She is so cool. I did not expect to get this in the mail from them, but she's so beautiful. And it really made me think, I don't have really many other black dolls that have ginger hair like this. So that's really cool that I now have another one, if I have any. I think that one June Barbie fashionista with the red braids could count. But this is more of a like a natural orangish ginger, and I think that's really, really awesome. I also love this cute little gray dress that they put her in, and these strappy black shoes are also really cute. And they were also so kind to send her on a made to move body already, so I don't have to look for another one for her. I actually don't think I have really any extras in this skin tone, so I'm happy they did that. Also, one other thing that I wanted to share is this guy, regular size Rudy. I know I've shared him before on the channel, but I actually gave him a new body type. And this is actually from the Barbie Dream Besties Ken doll that released recently. Of course, I don't really care enough about the Barbie Dream Besties collection to do a whole video on him, but I was super curious about the Ken doll and how they were going to handle his neck. And surprisingly, his neck fits regular Ken bodies perfectly. And because he's a Dream Besties Ken, he actually is a little bit shorter, actually significantly shorter than a regular Ken body. So this is a regular Ken body. I think this was the original one that I had him on. And look how much smaller he is than the regular Ken body. His hands are smaller, his feet are smaller. Actually, let me take his clothes off really quick, just so that I can give a better example of what this new body looks like. By the way, if you're looking for clothes for this, if you decide to get the Dream Besties Ken, early 2000s Disney Channel star male dolls that have the smaller body, he fits their clothes really well. Like the Camp Rock Ken boy dolls and also the High School Musical boy dolls, he fits their clothes really well. This original suit was from one of the High School Musical boys. And I think, I have a hunch he'll probably fit the old Barbie character, Kevin. He'll probably fit Kevin's clothes really well. But here it is. This is the new Petite Ken. That's essentially what he is, Petite Ken body. And I think is really, really cool. Again, here is him beside the original Ken body, and he is a lot shorter. And it matches Rudy's skin tone perfectly, so he has claimed this body already. It's got full range at the head. He can look up, down, side to side. It's got elbow articulation, wrist, and knee. And the only flaw that I see in this body is that for some reason, the arms pop out very easily, and I don't know if that's intentional to help to get the clothes on and off, or if that was, yeah, the hands are the same way. It's weird. It's very, very strange. But this sculpt is obviously like a shrunken down, like they took the model for the Ken body in their 3D program and like shrunk it down to make this body. Which is fine. All I know is we got a brand new Ken body type, and that is so exciting. Of course, I would love for them to make this body type in different skin tones, but because Barbie Dream Besties is like a character-based doll line, and there are currently no other male characters in the Barbie universe, besides Ken himself, I mean, Steven and Brad are dead, so we're not getting a African American or like a darker skin tone for this body. Teresa never had a Hispanic boyfriend. Kira never had an Asian boyfriend. The only maybe Asian character in Barbie that's male is Ryan, and he died in the 2010s. So, but I am still happy to have this one version of his body. And because his feet are smaller, they actually fit the mini brand sneakers a lot better than the original Ken body. And like I said, he will fit a lot of those like odd size, small male doll clothes from the past. So if you have any of those in your doll wardrobe that you just can't find any doll to put it on, then here is a new candidate for you. But we are going to go ahead and move on to opening up the new dolls that I have received from uh, first Amazon. I decided to not order her off of Mattel Creations, and the reason why I typically try to order off of Amazon or some other site from Mattel Creations, as I've explained in the past, I don't like how Mattel Creations automatically takes your money before the doll ships, and then they'll wait like 4 or 5 months or longer than that before they actually ship out the doll. Like, why take my money if you're not going to send it out anytime soon? I love how Amazon does it, where you can secure the doll, but they don't take it out until it's about time for it to ship. And that's kind of how I knew that she was on the way, is because I saw in my bank statement that they had taken out for this doll. But this is the new DC superhero Poison Ivy doll. And I'm not too big into superheroes. I mean, apart from Teen Titans. Uh, and actually, I have been watching the new Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn show, the one where they're a couple. I love that show, but I think it's just because it kind of gives me Teen Titans vibes. I love Teen Titans. But whenever it comes to other superheroes, I'm just not really into that. I thought about maybe getting Harley Quinn, because apparently she uses the Twilight body skin tone, that very elusive, pale skin tone for articulated bodies. But one thing that they decided to do with this doll collection, I guess, is unfortunately they gave them the same body type that they give to a lot of their superhero dolls, which is that Wonder Woman body that doesn't have any upper arm swivel or lower leg swivel. So unfortunately, she's only semi made to move. I would have preferred either them doing a pivotal body on them or doing just full made to move bodies. But I still like that they have articulation. Mattel releases way too many collector dolls that don't have any. So it's something. Now, I don't know that this is based off of any specific version of Poison Ivy. The back of the box says it is celebrating 85 years of Batman. It says, "Call me Poison Ivy. I am nature's fiercest defender. Chlorophyll flows through my veins. Toxins leak from my lips." I can relate. "And I take over minds as invasively as my vines. But every thorn has its rose, and I secretly long for connection. I've always felt closer to my plants than humans, except for a select special few, like Harl's. Aw, together we're the queens of crime, ready to take over the concrete jungle of Gotham City. Nature always wins." So, in my head, I would love to imagine that these are kind of based off of the new Harley Quinn show, but I'm sure they're kind of like a generic interpretation of them, because I mean, this doesn't exactly look like the Poison Ivy and the television show. Like, she doesn't have this, like, I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be, like this Cupid bow and arrow on her arm. She doesn't use that in the show, and she doesn't really wear this outfit. So it's similar, and I'm gonna pretend that it's that version of uh, Poison Ivy. But I do love the fact that they chose to use the Lena face sculpt for this version of Poison Ivy. She looks so beautiful. I love Lena. Like I've said in the past, I love all the Barbie looks face sculpts, and Lena specifically, I've been kind of trying to buy every single release of her. And that is one of the reasons why I needed Poison Ivy. And she looks so cool. Now, the one that I received, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but her eyes do kind of look like they're symmetrical. They're surprisingly symmetrical, but they do look like they were printed on a little bit high, because you can see almost some like bags under her eyes, and that is from the eye sculpting. being lower than where the eyes were printed, I don't know if that was intentional or not. It didn't really look that way in the promo images. Maybe her eyes are just painted on too high. But I am happy that they are still symmetrical, and I love this leaf makeup that they gave her. Doll Junk actually did a custom that had a similar uh, vibe to this, where it had the leaves and the eyebrows and the eyelashes. I love the yellow accents in her makeup. I also love her red lips and how it goes so well with her red hair. And this is saran hair. This is some beautiful, beautiful red saran that they use for this doll. And I love all the accessories that she comes with. She comes with this like vine headband and also these little rose earrings that have leaves on them, and the leaves actually dangle. But like I said, she does use the Wonder Woman body, and that body does have a double jointed elbow like the Maid's Move body, but it doesn't have the arm swivel. So it's a little bit difficult to put her hands like to like twist her arm. Like you can't twist her arm to put her hands on her hips or anything. It just, you can have them like awkwardly like this, I guess, if you wanted to. But it just doesn't look natural. And I would have rather them just do a pivotal body than do this, or make a Mates Move version of the Wonder Woman body, like a full Mates Move, like upgrade it like they did the superhero body for Barbie looks. I would love that if they did that, but apparently that's not on their list of priorities. And also she has a double jointed knee, but no upper leg swivel, so she can't do like the Disney knees if you wanted to. Oh, actually, maybe you can. Maybe she twists at the hips just enough to give her the Disney knees that obviously I like to do on a lot of my dolls when posing them for my display. But as far as her costume, personally, I think it's really beautiful. Like, I love this leotard that she is wearing. I love how it has these cutoffs for the little leaves. It is a shame that they are not finished and that they will fray eventually. It's very strange how they did the stitching on this, because you see like the back of it is hemmed, but whenever it gets to the front, it stops being hemmed at one point, and these leaves at the front, I guess it was just too expensive for them to have to hem every single one of them. So that's a bit of a shame, and it does have some clear straps at the top to keep it on her shoulders. Some people were saying that the pattern on the dress kind of looks like it was AI generated, and I guess it could be. And it's kind of impossible to prove unless they up and say it, which why would they do that if they don't legally have to? And of course, she is wearing these really cool long matching gloves that have the same pattern. They are finished around the top, but as you can see, the leaves are not. She does use the, I guess, articulated fashion fever slash 2010s fashionistas hands. So she doesn't have like gripping hands like the Wonder Woman body had a lot of the time, and I like that. And her fingernails are actually painted red to match her hair. And on the other arm, it's the same glove, but she does have this little, I don't know anything about like the comics version of Poison Ivy, but she has this little bow and arrow, this golden bow and arrow that's attached to this little gauntlet on her hand that I guess in some media she must use. And I love another aspect about this being her stockings that she comes with, or these tights, that they are a sheer green color and they have this printed on vine. They're very beautiful, though I am noticing that they are stitched to the costume, so it's all one piece. I guess I don't really need them to be separate because it's not like I can really see myself using this on any other doll because it's so character specific, you know? And I love this new shoe sculpt that they did for her. It's really, really cool. Platform heels with the vine detail. Would have liked a little bit of paint on the shoes, as I always say, but it is still very, very beautiful and very in character for Poison Ivy. So I love this doll, and I mean, I don't typically collect like character dolls like this, but I had to get her because she uses my girl Lena. Now, moving on to Barbie Fashion Frontier, and I gotta say right off the bat, like I usually complain about the boxes being so big, but at least in this case, they really um, did the design of the box justice to look like there wasn't so much blank space. Like, I love how they added these like Saturn and star details on the box, and that definitely does fill up a lot of the empty space in this package. I believe this doll was $100. I don't completely remember the price of her. Stardust in her eyes. Barbie doll is always walking the edge of the fashion frontier. This space cowgirl dares to take risks, wearing a western jacket with a dramatic fringe that trails along the path behind her as she ventures into a faraway galaxies. She shimmers like a shooting star in her iridescent bodysuit, a pioneer of the past and future. Barbie doll makes her mark in new worlds with her tall metallic boots decked with spurs. A white cowgirl hat tops off her western galactic vibe. With her shiny lasso in hand, Barbie doll steps onto her interstellar cloud, ready to surf the cosmos. Now, I have a lot to talk about whenever it comes to this doll, because design and production wise, this is really everything I think a collector Barbie should be. And that's kind of the main reason why I bought her, is because I really wanted to support this. Because as much as I complain about modern Mattel and their inability to put out dolls that really live up to Barbie's legacy, to the point to where you would even question why I even still buy new dolls anyway. I do love Barbie, and I love collecting Mattel, and I will give Mattel their flowers whenever I feel like they deserve it. And I definitely feel like with this Barbie doll, this is one of the instances where they deserve to be praised for it, because I think that this is a really, really, really cool concept. I mean, kind of out of nowhere. I feel like if this doll was inspired by anything, it'd probably be like Beyonce's new album that kind of had like I mean, she had a whole song on the album called Alien Superstar. And I feel like that kind of is one of the things that led to this doll's conception. But I just love everything about her, and I think she's definitely worth every penny that I spent on her. And I don't say that often about collector Barbie dolls. One thing I do want to start off talking about is this stand, which I don't understand why they did this. This is so weird. Mattel never does this with collector Barbies. Even like holiday dolls don't typically come with such elaborate stands like this. But look at this giant piece of plastic for her stand. And I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's perfectly themed for this doll. It's got the stars and the planets. It's this really cool translucent pink plastic that's got kind of like a shimmer in it. It's got painted silver accents on it and like clouds. It's so cool. The only thing that would have made it better is maybe if the because I never like Barbie stands that come with the dolls. If this was like wire or something that wasn't so bulky, like this actual stick to hold up the doll, I would like that a lot better. But this is so cool, and Mattel never does this, and I just wonder why this doll. Like, why was she the one that came with a unique sculpted stand? And also another detail, she came with this. You know what this is? This is not a ball of hair that ripped out of her head while I was getting it out of the packaging. This is a fucking hairnet. Collector Barbies never come with hairnets anymore. I mean, is this a thing that they're going to start doing? I really wonder, because I love that, because it makes her hair look so much better whenever it comes out of the box. Her hair doesn't look as ratty as it usually does. I mean, you might want to give it some TLC, but those curls still look really, really nice. I love this doll's concept. Like, it's so fun. It's so camp. But of course, my main critique with her is the face. And I'm gonna take her hat off real quick if I can, just 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 to get a good look at the face on the stall, because I know I'm not the only one that was looking at this and was like, what the hell kind of facial screening is that for a doll this elaborate? For starters, she uses the Carl face sculpt, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the Carl face sculpt. I don't know what it is. I mean, something about, I think the lips are too, like, small. She almost got like little Donald Trump lips that I don't typically like on Carl unless they're overpainted. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the Carl face sculpt anyway, though there are some dolls. I'll show some examples here that have definitely made her look very, very beautiful. I think any face sculpt, I love all Barbie face sculpts. I think any of them can be redeemed with a good facial screening. But I don't love this facial screening. Despite having so much makeup, her eyes look so dead and flat. And I think that is partly due to the lack of sclera shading. There's no sclera shading on her eyes at all. It's just completely white, no streak of blue or gray to make it look like her eyes have any dimension. There's no under eye liner. Actually, there's not really any lower eyelashes, which isn't always a bad thing. Just something about her eyes look really dead, and I don't like it. I do like the sparkles in the eyes. I do love all the makeup accents. I wish there was more ombres. I think that's something that would have helped a lot, is if there was more like radiance in the eyeshadow instead of being all like flat colors. But that's something that tampograph limits. It's just printing method does not really allow for gradients. But something I do think is really cool that they tried to do with the Carl face sculpt is they kind of tried to add some dimension to her lips, where her lips are this solid pink color, this matte pink, but the lower lip, you can see it's got sort of like a lighter pink highlight. And I think it's cool they tried to do that, though it does also in some lighting look like she's sticking out her tongue. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but um I'm not in love with the doll's face screening or the face sculpt decision. I just don't understand it, because Carl's such an overused face sculpt. I don't see out of Barbie's whole catalog why that had to be the one that you choose. But her hair is really beautiful. She does have some Saran hair. Kind of reminds me of G3 Claudine a little bit. It being brown with this fun pink streaks throughout it. It's really nice quality, and like I said, the curls held up really well in shipping. But this outfit is where it's at. Like that, this outfit is really what really sold me on this doll. Because she comes with so many layers, so many pieces. Starting out with her jacket. The jacket is definitely the one of the two main like shining stars of this outfit because of this really elaborate fringe. One thing I might do with this jacket to make it a little bit more casual, if I wanted to use it on another doll, I might trim the fringe a little bit, and I might try to erase some of these words on the jacket. Now, for a design, like, I'm happy they put it on here for the design of the doll. It's just for my collection, for me customizing. I might take it off just if I'm going to use it in some other look. But I do appreciate that they put all that detail on there for the retail release of the doll, is I guess just what I'm trying to say. But it is this clear vinyl material. It says Fashion Frontier on it in this like Western saloon typography with these little stars. This doll really reminds me of an old anime I don't know if it's like old, it's 2010s old. This anime called Space Dandy that I used to love watching on Adult Swim. Um, but then I guess Space Dandy was kind of inspired by Cowboy Bebop a little bit. Um, but yeah, her jacket is really, really awesome. The second most awesome thing about her is she comes with these metallic boots that are so, so awesome. So the boots are like, there's a plastic bottom to the boot, but this is like a silver fabric, and it is hemmed, like they're really nicely constructed boots, and they have those little I forgot what the box called them, but those little star things on the back, like you see in like Western cowboy attire, and it's really, really cool. I love the boots. They are awesome. Such a like a statement piece. Under the jacket, she does wear this almost like swimsuit. I guess it's a leotard, like what Poison Ivy was wearing. And she does have that in common with her, and she has something else in common with her that I will talk about in a minute. But she has this leotard under the jacket that has sort of like a disco ball texture to it. It's very metallic, much like the boots, so it all matches. She also comes with a silver metallic belt and also a matching vinyl skirt that has the same star pattern that the jacket has. And the skirt has two little cutouts on the sides. And just like Poison Ivy, she actually uses, oddly enough, the superhero, the Wonder Woman body. So her body has a double jointed elbow and double jointed knees like Poison Ivy had, but no upper arm or upper thigh articulation. And I don't know why they did that on this doll. Such a strange decision, because she isn't a superhero. I guess she could be one if you want to imagine her to be. But yeah, I don't like that that body doesn't have the upper arm swivel, at least. I am noticing that she does actually have one of the original Wonder Woman hands. So she does have the gripping hand in this arm, and then she has the Fashion Fever hand in this arm. And she does come with a real string lasso, which is awesome, because this could have so easily been a piece of plastic, but she actually does come with a actual string for her lasso. Strange they didn't put it in her gripping hand, though. Also for her accessories, she comes with these cute little metallic, actually metallic, star earrings, not a matte silver. They are metallic. Thank you for that, Mattel. And another accessory that she comes with, she wouldn't be a cowgirl without her cowboy hat. And this is a new sculpt. This sculpt actually does have a little crescent moon sculpted on the front. It has some little star burst patterns, a little like a zigzag. I think it's supposed to simulate like threading going through the hat on the bottom, and also a metallic silver strap around the brim. What would be really cool is if they did do an alien doll and she had little antennas, but her cowboy hat actually had holes for her antennas to poke out of. That would be so awesome. I just want, I want alien dolls. That'd be so perfect to go along with her, I think. But I love this overall design. To me, this is definitely worth the money, and I wish all collector dolls by Mattel was like this, that had as much love and care whenever it came to the design and also the execution. I don't really feel like they cheaped out on anything here, except maybe the facial screening, but I mean, some people might love it. I don't. I am noticing that she does have freckles, though, and that's really cool. That kind of implies that she spends some time around the sun. But bravo, Mattel, bravo for making one doll. It is actually worth $100. And of course, she couldn't have shown up yesterday, so I could have looked at her with everything else, but that's okay, because today, after months and months of waiting for her to finally ship from Amazon, I received my Barbie Diwali doll that I just absolutely had to have her, because she is another doll that uses the Lena face sculpt. She just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I knew as soon as I saw her promo images that I had to have her. Though I will say that she looks a lot different than the initial concept art. Like, this is the initial concept art for this Diwali doll that released this year, and it looks a lot different. And I don't know if that's just because Mattel didn't think that they could do that design justice with all the intricate details and the different types of fabric materials that they would have had to include in it. You'd be foolish to think that they would be able to properly execute that design in 2024. But this is the Diwali Barbie that they ended up coming out with. It is designed by Anita Dongre. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The back of the box reads, "To celebrate the Festival of Lights, Barbie Diwali doll glows in her finest lehanga from Anita Dongre, the Indian couturier." That's an English word. I can't even pronounce that. Who has built a global fashion empire with a mission to empower rural women artisans and sustain the exquisite craftsmanship of the country, intertwining the time-honored crafts of her heritage with contemporary silhouettes. Every garment from Anita Dongre is both a labor of love and an exquisite work of art. To rejoice the victory of light over darkness, Barbie wears her moonlight bloom set with a choli top, floral coati vest, and lehenga skirt lush with dahlias, jasmine, and Indian lotus representing strength and beauty. She finishes her look with golden bangles and earrings that dazzle by the light. May Barbie and Anita Dongre's rich artistry illuminate your Diwali festivities with joy, grace, and peace. And as I mentioned before in the past, one of my roommates is actually from India, so I guess if I really wanted to get like proper pronunciation on some of these words, I could just go to him. And I did actually send him pictures of this doll whenever her promo images first released. And he was actually like, I didn't send him any other information about her, just like a picture of the doll, no text or anything. And he was immediately able to recognize that she is meant to represent Diwali. So I think that's a pretty good indicator that this doll is succeeding in properly representing this culture and this specific holiday. And of course, I'm happy to have this doll because, to tell you the truth, I really don't have a whole lot of South Asian representation in my collection, and it's really not my fault. I mean, Mattel releases a lot of ambiguous dolls that could be South Asian, but not many that are like 100% specifically from that ethnicity. But here she is, straight out of her packaging, and here is a good look at her beautiful facial screening. This one is the best out of the two that I received personally. There is one issue with this facial screening that most of you probably aren't going to be able to notice just seeing this on video. But like, I was complaining about this Barbie doll not having any sclera shading. This one does have sclera shading, and you can see it does add a lot of dimension to her eye screening. Though, unfortunately, because she has a sclera shading, that is another thing, another layer of paint that can be off whenever they are printing her face on. So the shading inside the eyes is a little bit off center. I don't know if you'll be able to even see that. It almost creates like a little white outline around her iris. Um, it's very small, and other than that, I mean, this one's face is really symmetrical, and I'm happy with it otherwise. But she's gorgeous, isn't she? I mean, I love this dark makeup. Her eyelashes are perfect. They're so delicate. I love this metallic gold eyeshadow that she has that matches her jewelry. I love this like deep, earthy lip color. It's like a reddish brown color that matches her skin tone really well. Her eyebrows are awesome. I love her thick eyebrows, and she has a little red bindi on her forehead. I mean, I am just in absolute awe of this facial screening. I cannot stress that enough. I wish every signature Barbie doll that came out had this level of detail in her facial screening, but unfortunately they just don't. But I love her so much. And I mean, with this, the Lena face sculpt has really been every ethnicity you can think of. This face sculpt is definitely getting more use than any other Barbie looks face sculpt. It's definitely a favorite amongst Mattel designers. And she does have some very beautiful dark brown, um, it's like a mix of different browns, but it is a nice quality saran hair. It's tied up in a low ponytail. She's got these really beautiful earrings. These earrings are gorgeous. I've never seen this sculpt before. It must be new for this doll. But they are actually metallic gold, not just like a yellowish color. They are gold. And she also comes with some matching um, bangles on this arm. These are all separate. They are separate bracelets. It's not just one long piece of plastic. They are all individual, so you could mix and match them if you wanted to. Her shoes, unfortunately, are more of like a matte gold, but I think they have to do that just so that they can remain flexible without the metallic paint flaking off. But they're really simple and honestly a little bit underwhelming. Now, the fabric that they used for her skirt, I'll say, is a lot better quality than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like that paper material that they use sometimes, but it is very lightweight. It's got a lot of movement, and I think that was really important when executing this doll. And her vest and her top are made out of the exact same material. The vest and the top are actually two separate pieces. As you can see, the vest is separate, and then she's got like a tube top with some clear straps on underneath. But I think this costume that she's wearing is very beautiful. Though I think it would be really interesting to see, like, because I know they have a South Asian Rainbow High doll. I forgot what her name is. But I wonder how she would look like in her outfit. I bet she'd look really good, especially with all these gold accessories that she already has. And I think the orange would look good with her makeup as well. And you know, that Rainbow High doll actually had henna tattoos painted on her hands, and that would have been really cool for them to do on this doll as well. I mean, I know that they can do it because there's going to be a new Abby Abominable doll coming out from Mattel that's going to have painted on henna tattoo on one of her hands. So it's something that Mattel definitely could do maybe in the future for another Diwali Barbie. Hopefully this turns into a tradition for them, just like Lunar New Year Barbie and Dia de Muertos. I would love to see many more Diwali Barbies in the future. So let me know what you think of Diwali Barbie 2024. And if you are Indian or if you celebrate Diwali, let me know if there's any design decisions that you would have changed with this release as well. But thank you all so much for joining me for today's video. I do plan on getting at least one more video out this year for the holidays, so it will be the holiday special and probably the last video of 2024. It's crazy how fast this year went by. Let me know, what was your favorite collector doll that Mattel released in 2024? And yes, the Barbie looks count as collector dolls. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content to help me out in the algorithm. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.